Jimmy loves to pet his dog, and he loves to hug his mom, hug his mom. Jimmy loves to walk his dog, Jimmy loves his big black dog, his big black dog. But he's drinking out the bottle when I see him at night. Every time I see him, it just doesn't feel right. How are you? Broken into clear water flowing by the waterfall, way back on the other side of school in the fall, and I knew something was with you, my friend. We would walk and laugh along. He would say that we're just rocks in a creek. I said if the trees could talk, they would say don't cut me down, don't cut it down. Well, there is murky water flowing by the waterfall. Saw it in his eyes as he stood in shock, and oh too, something was with you. He was always having trouble falling in love, couldn't really nail it, always kinda rolled along, it's true. Jim loved his big black dog, and he took him for a walk, and never came back, never came back, never came back. So this is 28 now, an age you never got to see. I hope you're sleeping safe now. The mess you left me in keeps turning. Always on my mind. Always in my heart. So this is who I am now. Doesn't have to be a shadow of me. So
시럽도 있는 거.
to know that you're
휘집어.
always on my mind. Always in my heart.
I'm going to pass you the coffee through the window. Did you get it as well? Heather's niece.
enter my brains, you infiltrate my thoughts. I really think it's amazing how no matter what you just don't stop. Stop. Got a case of your love. I wanna have a body like a falling sparrow, petite and fragile to touch, sweet broken porcelain angel. I wanna look like the girl you know you never get. I wanna be the star you're asking when you make a wish, and that is it. Got a case of your I'll take a stroll around the city, say I'll walk it up. And when I feel nothing in me, I'll feed it to the
そう炭火焼きだね。夏だ。ありがとう。おお。美味しそう。めっちゃ見えてる。ありがとう。
イースと全然みんなの格好が違うわ。
Only a young one.
あ、ここだ。お。
え、それどういうこと？そう、全然ないんだよ。カップはあったかい。カップあったかい。おすすめだ。こういう風に。
いいなぁ。
そう。
Siento una ondita entre los ojos, aunque me niego a reconocerlo. Me da miedo sentir más que estoy, estar y perderme en tu juego. Mi corazón no está libre, y eso es lo que te impide llegar a algo más que esos textos que me mandas por directo. Onditas que tientan, onditas que alimentan el fuego que siento dentro de mi cuerpo. Onditas que cuelgan de tu
First floor.
I wrote a message in my notes that I'm never gonna send to you, saying I'm sorry. I guess you never really know what somebody's gonna do when they get lonely. You found somebody better than me to take care of your insecurities. You did it all while leaving me in the dark. I try so hard to be what you need. If you're into find the things wrong, maybe you should let this fall apart. 'Cause I feel so stupid for falling for you. I should've listened to my friends when they told me not to. They said you need to make one night stand trip to Candyland. If you get too close, then you might forget. I struggle to make. Smile wide and live a life, 'cause you're young, but his eyes have faded with time, with his coat that's made of diamonds and gold. He tells me, oh, some of the things I do, if I could only move it, if I could be you for the day. He dreams of holding memories and the gold that sunlight brings in, the little things that let him singing singing tells me drive in circles again, but this time don't think about what's at the end. Oh my son, always your phone tells me find the ends of the earth. This money I've made is not what it's worth. Always been worth your dream. Tells me oh, some things I do. If I could only move it, if I could be you for the day. Dreams of holding memories and kid again. Hard to swallow rainbow ice cream, knowing it's just vanilla flavored. You tell me that you'll be here when the summer starts to fade away. Cross my heart up to die, but I know that you can't be making any promises. You keep changing up your mind like a spin the bottle, playing hide and seek with all your problems. And I've been losing sleep 'cause you promised no take backs. Wearing my heart like a Boy Scout badge, but it's barely hanging by a thread. Brought a knife to a gunfight, now we both got blood on our hands. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Cross my heart up to die, but I know if we tried it, honey, we could be so sweet. You keep changing up your mind like spin the bottle, playing hide and seek with all your problems. And I've been losing sleep 'cause you promised don't take back.
混ぜて上からかける。